Just about do, mate. Surely. There you go. That's outstanding. That much talent run around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Stower.
Well, welcome along to the semi-pros. What a weird week it's been. The sport panel joining me. Steve Glover, how you going?
Pretty good.
Isolated?
Nah.
We're sitting too close.
We are, actually. 1.5 separation.
I like it.
Someone bought the wipes, though.
Yeah, I did. Being responsible. No, but what an interesting week.
Yeah, for more than sport, I suppose.
Absolutely. A lot happening. Troy, how are you?
Good, mate.
You've been affected, so no cricket finals?
Yeah, no cricket finals. We got canned Tuesday, I think it was. The Cricket Australia put the announcement out, and with everyone has been told they would like them to follow the decision. I think you could have gone against it if an association wanted to, but I think they'd be pretty game in doing that once you've got it from the top dog, I'd say. So, yeah, cricket finals. Cricket's over. It's a bit of a sombre way to finish the season, isn't it? I was talking to a couple of boys from West. Obviously, they finished on top. We were second, and they said it's just they've won the premiership, but it's just empty because you play all year just to play finals, really. So, yeah.
Might have to join the underground cricket club.
Whoa.
First rule about that, don't talk about it.
On that, Joel, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Were you hoping they'd can the NRL? Para was on top.
Mate, no, they're not. The Knights are.
No, but when that.
After the first game, yeah. Give us the title now. I see one bloke here, though, was crowing about it all.
If you were on top and won the premiership for winning that game, that would be hideous. That was
it
the
was
worst game of
it was
football
a
I've
stinker.
watched.
Wasn't it a stinker?
That would be a bad game in the first round of the TRL. Horrible.
Racing.
So, what's the
How long's it going for?
How long's what? How long's a piece of string?
What's your predictions?
What, the
It'll go
AFL
to
and NRL?
Yeah.
Until they get a case, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
As soon as they get a case, it's it. That's gone.
Yeah, no more. So, we did ask that actually in our Elite Cryotherapy poll this week. This changes all the time, obviously, but as you talk about here, the NRLs, should they have shut down?
Nah. Give the people what they want.
What?
Sport.
Coronavirus.
Mate, I'd go mad without any bit of live sport on television.
Yeah.
So I'm praying that they don't get shut down. Fair dinkum, what are we going to do? So talk to me missus.
So you're saying...
I hope she's listening.
Me too.
So it's
Hopefully
on.
she's cooking dinner.
So it's on. What do you reckon? What? Yes? No? They done the right thing? Should they just... It's extreme measures.
You can't really say until afterwards, can you? Could be a good move, could be a bad move, but it shows you what financial situation.
I don't think the NRL can afford for it to be
that's
pulled up.
Yeah, either can the rest of Australia or the world as
No,
well.
no,
for it to
that's
be
right.
Shut down as well. And that's like, I don't know. I'm happy for him to play, but until the government does something like that, I think it'll be good actually, because if it does, like, there's nothing. People have got nothing to look forward to, so it's pretty somber mood around the joint.
It's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing. Yeah.
But they run the risk. They need to look. I don't know. I'd jam them all in. What's out the bush?
Calliope.
Calliope. Yeah, send them out here, and we'll run a few rounds out here and isolate them.
Because if they get isolated, how are they going to get a case? If
Exactly,
they're isolated,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's
So
what
that's what they
they're
need to
trying
do
to do.
pronto.
if there's nothing in there and nobody's coming and going, and then
She's a
Exactly.
wild joint, Calliope. I was working up there last year. Hell of a joint.
it's not the
Me and Will Young.
worst idea. Yeah, the logistics of it are probably a bit of a muck around.
15K out of Gladstone.
So do you think there's an opportunity where, like we were just talking about it before, they're going to have games at Suncorp empty, the MCG empty? Could you just take... I know they need to have the infrastructure set up to host sort of...
Have you seen what they got there at Calliope though?
No.
It's like a full-blown mine camp with
yeah.
swimming pool, like a
So that's
full
what they're
setup to
saying, they can have them all
live.
there.
They can play games. They got a big footy ground there to play the game, and then they can take them up to, utilise Cairns, Townsville, all those areas, put them on a bus to Brisbane or a chartered flight to Brisbane, So you're pretty well playing Q Cup.
That's the problem, though. The turning up to the games and playing the games and all that's not where you're going to pick it up. It's going to pick it up going to the airports, travelling somewhere else. So, no, just let them play at Calliope.
Leave them out there all year.
Let them get a few burrs and a few rocks in their knees.
I agree. Make them earn their money.
They are that prissy. They play on like this soft mattress carpet. They get looked after that. Send them back to the roots and make them tackle and get a bit of dust in the eye.
Get the old face on the rocks out of Calliope.
And you're rubbing a bit of 3B on the gravel rash all over the side of your face. That'll give them, I'll tell you what, if they want to be paid.
That's right. How about that? That's nearly Rock of the Week territory right there. Adam Fanua Blake coming out and saying, I don't mind sitting at home, but because if I'm fit and healthy, ready to play, I should be able to get paid. They don't recognise the ramifications, obviously, when they're not playing because it's all shut down. They're not going to get paid, are they? You know what I mean? You can't just lob up, not go to work voluntarily and expect to get paid.
Because I read an article today, they were talking about, I don't know what it costs, what the NRL leaks per week if it's not on TV. So that's,
do you know how much the NRL receives from the TV rights every week?
Is it $15 million? Is that
$15 million.
Yeah, so that's what that's what's
so
at
as
stake.
if the broadcaster's just going to cough with oh.
They're all burning the cash, aren't they? I heard someone say the other day, Suncorp. So every one of the games they play at Suncorp without a crowd is $1 million.
Yeah,
so they lose $1 million. Yeah,
it's all right. The Bronx have got a big war chest they sit on anyway. So
well, I don't think many have got war chests.
Exactly,
That's
that's
Manly are in a big trouble.
Did you see? I don't know. Paul Kent said if they don't play, the NRL will be broke in 6 months. And even did you see, like, I just saw popped up all throughout the week. Obviously, bad timing, but I guess what do? Fox Sports let go of seems like
a billion journos.
But what do you do? Like going back to who was it? Fanua Blake. Yeah, I still get paid. That's smart from him because you get paid for 6 months for not doing anything. Then you come back and you don't have a job for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So really good from Fanua Blake. Smart bloke.
But it's interesting. Like I watched 360 at the start of the week, and they had James Graham and Benji Marshall, like two old dogs that probably don't need a quid. You know, earned their bucks during their career. Both heavy on. James Graham's whole forte was saying, "Look, I would do this without being paid for giving people something to watch while, like what Steve was saying, what it's such a, dramatic time and people are in the slums and the dumps and all the rest. Tough for everyone." He's saying there's that light at the end of the tunnel. People can go home, watch the footy. And not only that, you're looking at new fans coming in. ESPN were looking to jump on board. Obviously, they got no live sports, so they're looking to get involved and broadcast the game. So there's a massive platform the NRL can really take advantage of to sort of get some new viewers.
As long as they stay in lockdown.
They need to stay in lockdown. That's the problem.
They would.
They're too loose, but
they would
footy
stick
players.
to curfews for sure. Couldn't you see them like
Jack Whiten and Josh Dugan and them?
Dukes would stay in lockdown for sure.
Dukes and Fergo will be sitting on the roof again with the cruisers.
It'll only be a matter of time. Probably 2 weeks. Someone will get it in the NRL. For
sure.
Shut down. So
what do they do with the Warriors? Because obviously with the
they're going home, aren't they? After this game?
If they go home too, they reckon they might be end of the Warriors.
So what do you?
Because obviously, like we're saying, like these, how are they going to?
Once we're Warriors.
What do you mean by
now we're scaffolders? Legit.
What do you mean by end of the Warriors?
Well,
for the season,
might be the end of them. That's what Paul Kent and the ones that are in the know say.
Paul Kent thinks he knows everything.
Just that they can't.
I'll tell you what, he's got some good sources though. He would have a fair idea what's going on.
Yeah, but he's there to dramatise it and sell papers and sell headlines too. So,
but
it would be like you can't. They're talking about. I don't know. I heard that today too. They're talking about putting in a buy for the Warriors, and then what happens in
make up the games later?
8 weeks, would the Warriors come in just
play a game a day?
Yeah,
might be good for them. might be the secret to their success.
Well, there you go. I'll ask you guys a question. What if, did you see? So obviously, the scenario was, I think the NRL asked the Warriors stay for how long was it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it was. And they said
in Kingscliff, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they said no, we'll stay a week.
Two of them went home.
Two of them went home. One because
two have gone home.
Yeah, Herbert
because his wife just had a baby, and the other was just expecting, and their partner was on their own in New Zealand. So they said for family reasons they went home. So the rest of the squad's out here. As I think I saw a thing with Blake Green, as he said, we've got a backpack that he packed to be here for a weekend.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
I'm sure.
Oh, he hasn't got a buck to go and buy him a kit.
And bought him some new kit or something, haven't they? Like,
I'm sure they'll work that out.
But poor.
But interesting, as you said, what happens to the comp if they say, well, no, we're going?
Well, they can't. If they go back to New Zealand, they're 14 days in
isolation.
Then
Yeah,
if they come back here, they're 14 days. So there's a month where they can't do anything anyway.
So essentially, that's probably something with the
and plus the time they're spending in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And any team travelling to New Zealand to play a game, they're in isolation for 14 days
Well,
too.
no one can go to New Zealand play, can they?
No.
It's just impossible.
No.
Nor would half of them get back in the country. Didn't they just lock down anyone who's not a resident coming into the country?
So it's, interesting times. It's really, because he said if the Warriors go
But it's
home,
not just sport. It's in the world in general, though, isn't it?
100%. No doubt about that. But I mean, if the Warriors go home, as you said, like with quarantine and stuff like that, you nearly, probably the same way it ends up, you nearly put a pen through them for the season. They're nearly done.
Well, for good. Because obviously, say if the competition continued, the rest are still getting paid.
Yeah. The thing that does sort of, it's sort of supposed to irk you a little bit is they're like, the government needs to step in and help us because we'll go under. I was like, mate, 90% of businesses are a red hot chance of going under.
That's right.
Yeah.
In this time. So to be sitting there and crying poor, I don't think that's going to fall on a few deaf ears. It's
Exactly.
like that's no argument. You can't sort of run, government has to give us money because we'll be broke in 6 months. Like there'll be businesses broken quicker than 6 months. I said there'll all be some that are reeling, and the job losses and the happened already. So
Well,
for the
there'll be some
NRL,
going a couple of weeks.
to the NRL, they even use that as a
We'll look
a
at
bargaining tool against the government.
We'll look
It's
at
pretty
just that example we
ridiculous.
talked about with Fox Sports, only because it's sort of become fairly public, where they've laid off a heap of journalists because they're like, well, we don't have anything to
No
cover.
work for them.
So
But the ripple effect there from there too. Like you think about a man, I was talking to Brendan Smith this morning, his livelihood is promoting boxing events and running a boxing gym. You know what I mean? Like, where does that leave him?
yeah,
Wow.
And I'm sure there's plenty, that's what you're saying, in the same boat.
Yeah,
Another one like Lyle Teskey last week. Like
Exactly.
Their livelihood's running into a sports centre, and they've got the rule now you can't have over 100 people. So they're pretty much out of business at the moment. Like
And they still have overheads.
exactly, big overheads, and the money come through is turnover night to night with people. So yeah, it could be I've been talking to a few people. It could be the demise of indoor sports centres across Australia if it's around for people are out for 2 months. They'll be gone for sure. So.
it's the ripple effects of this whole thing. We still don't really understand.
No, that's the
the
problem.
nature
That's
of
the
it.
thing.
So.
It could be
Could
2
be
weeks,
years.
could be 3 months, could be 18, could be who knows. So that's
Exactly.
the
But to answer our question, what did the viewers say? So in our Elite Cryotherapy poll about, and mind you, this was put up Tuesday. So
A lot's happened since then.
yeah. So but at that stage, an overwhelming response, but it was 66% said no, as in no, it shouldn't be shut down. 34% on the yes train.
there you go. Pete Volandis has pulled the right rein.
He has a crack, doesn't he?
No, that's what I was about to say.
People
Good on
in
him
his-
for having a go.
Whatever he's gone into, he's had a red hot
He's
crack,
the
hasn't he?
complete opposite to the old owner of the Sydney Kings anyway.
That's yeah. They awarded that to Perth today, didn't they?
Did they really?
Yeah.
Bryce Cotton, MVP. So they've awarded that.
That's so good. Good on him.
Check out Bogut's tweeter.
Yeah, what
More
a
to-
Bogan
more
have
to
to say
come.
about it.
Honestly.
That down the
Check
track.
out where the
Typical knob chat.
Honestly. Something about, this is not because we didn't win, but the way the NBL's handled this in the week lead up is a disgrace. More on that later. Something
It sounds like Andrew could be at the end of the show again today.
Anyone hasn't got a rock, there you go. You just got
Thanks,
one.
Andrew.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We'll take a break on the semi-pros. When we come back, we've got a couple of special guests joining us on the show. The first is up after this break. We're going to have a chat to ELLIE Johnston.
in my line of work, I see a lot of kitchens and great renovations on a daily basis. And look, the work that the guys at Weston's do is phenomenal. Like, their attention to detail is definitely second to none.
We knew we had what idea we had in mind. We wanted modern, we wanted sleek, and they worked with us the entire way. Their design team helped us, and you know, anything that didn't look like it might have worked well, they helped us rectify and suggested different points that we could take on for the kitchen. So it was great. They were perfect to work with, and we'd definitely do it all over again with them.
Bathrooms next.
Thanks for joining us on the Semi-Pros. Great to have your company. Special guest joining us this week. She is a rising star in the sport of cricket. I refer to ELLIE Johnston. ELLIE, welcome. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Interesting times. Now, you did get to play your semi-final. You were probably one of the last competitions that played anything before the shutdown.
Yeah, no, we were. Semi-finals on the Saturday and then finals on the Sunday.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about who you play for.
I play for Ipswich Hornets. So they got the second grade as well, and then the first grade. That's the comp I play in. Yeah. And
you lost the semi-final, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately we did. Probably a couple of calls didn't go away, but I don't know, that's cricket.
I heard a couple of calls didn't go your way.
Yeah, no. It's hard when you stand in your crease and you get called out anyways.
But you've let it go.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But what about the season it's been for you and the team this year?
No, it's been a really changing season. I think from our team last year to the team this year, it's changed a lot. But going from not winning a single T20 in the T20 comp to going to the semi-finals and the 50 overs is a pretty big deal for us, I suppose.
So it's a massive turnaround.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
So how'd you just do that? What happened in 12 months?
Got rid of Endo.
Yeah. He was coaching, wasn't he?
Tell you, Justin Anderson coached last year.
No, he left last year, yeah.
Yeah, so he left and he started going good.
Yeah.
So I reckon that you don't worry about any success. That Endo, just thanks for leaving.
Maybe
Thanks for leaving, Justin.
For the Aztecs and the DDB Biola we might have to get rid of Ando as
Yeah.
well.
Might win the comp.
There's one common denominator here.
Oh, we've solved that then. So that's what happened.
Endo's
That's
the problem.
And so you're captaining the team.
Yeah, I am.
17 years old, captaining the team. You got a few older girls playing with you as well.
Not really. We're actually one of the youngest teams in the comp. I think there's a couple older than me, but they're only 18 years old. So.
Yep. And you enjoy the captaincy role?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Second year doing it, and it's very different to not captaining, I suppose. Just the pressure, I suppose. But yeah, no, it's really good.
And you're playing with the Hornets, Ellie. There's a few others from the local area play for the Hornets as well, isn't there?
Yeah, my cousin Ruth, and then there's a lot of younger girls as well that have come up through from second grade last year to first grade this year. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
How do you find the difference in the competition from the local stuff to the premiers down there?
Oh, it's very different. Any competitive one up here has got to be in a boys' comp for starters. So down there, obviously, it's all women's. And then the competitiveness of it, too, is a lot different. Yeah.
Ellie, obviously the ladies winning the World Cup 2 weeks ago. Like the prizes out there for you girls now, for things to aspire to are unbelievable.
Yeah.
What's your goal? What's your goal over the next, say 4 to 5 years?
Oh, definitely to get that far. I suppose that's a lot of people's goals. But yeah, even just in the next couple of years, maybe just getting contracts, the Brisbane Heat and stuff, and that's a start, I suppose. But no, just continuing playing and enjoying the game is probably the ultimate goal.
How did it come about playing cricket? Has it been something you've been involved with, or where did that come into your journey?
Well, my primary school, came Killenbarn State School. It's 20 minutes north of Dalby. No, the PE teacher there, she got me said, oh, why don't you go try out? And so I did, and I made the team for DD. And I just continued on from there, I suppose.
Camp Killenbarn, bit of travel?
Yeah, no, there was lots of travel. We're in Withcott now, and it makes a massive difference. Yeah, so it was a 6-hour drive round, 6-hour round drive, yeah.
To get to
Brisbane.
To Brisbane, training down there. Yeah. How often were you doing that?
2-3 times a week.
Yeah, massive commitment.
I note the school senior jersey as well, so you're obviously juggling school commitments while playing in Brizzy.
Yeah, no, it's probably worked out well just because the season finishes obviously last
towards
week,
the start of the school,
I can focus more on school now for the next couple of terms until I have to train again, where I have to juggle a little bit more. But yeah,
Do you play a winter sport as well?
I play volleyball actually.
Yeah,
Obviously,
right.
it's been cancelled, as a lot of things have. But no, I really enjoy playing that. It's good.
Ellie, so give us a rundown. What's your strengths? Batting, bowling. What position you bat?
Yeah, batting all-rounder. Open the order or come in at a 4. Me and my cousin Ruth, we usually swap around a bit. But then I also leg spin as well.
So you
Good
play
wronging.
cousin.
Yeah.
Googly got the wronging apparently. You probably bowled to Kent, so this is how he'd know. But I don't know if he's much of a bat.
And bowling.
A very wronging's very as good as anybody's got and very hard to pick.
Yeah. No.
Pick you up a few wickets.
Yeah. No, it's been good. Yeah, definitely wickets have been rolling in a lot more. It's been good.
So what do you think the future is for? There's this group of you girls from this area playing in that competition down there, and
Yep.
whether it's Ando's fault or not that he's moved on.
Yeah.
Do you think you can keep progressing now? It's like quite an exciting time for this team, and particularly for this cohort of girls that we have from
Oh yeah,
here.
yeah, for sure. And seeing we're all so young from in this team, it's 3-4 years time. We're all going to be 21 years old, and it's just going to be a phenomenal team. As long as the girls stick with us, it's going to be really good. Yeah.
I know we've taken the mickey out of Ando a bit here, but it's blokes like him and a few others that a few years ago got ladies cricket, girls cricket
Yeah.
in Toowoomba going.
Yeah.
And as you can see by the list here, the girls that
Yeah,
are playing in the main comp now, that's the
Outstanding.
product of it. Yeah, like they've done an unbelievable job, and I think we're going to see a lot of local girls getting to play in that next echelon, getting to play in the Big Bash, ladies Big Bash, and hopefully for the Fire, and then up for the ladies over the next few years. But yeah, they've done a great job over the years.
Ellie, on your schooling as well, obviously proud Downlander.
Yeah.
They play in the what do they call it? They play the bye round, don't they? The
GPS.
GPS. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you ever put your hand up and head on down the nets and let a few rip down to the boys, or what?
I train with them, and there's a T20 comp on the Wednesdays, also cancelled. But no, I play in that. I'm not actually allowed to play in the GPS comps just because most of the other schools don't.
Have the females.
Yeah, well, they just don't allow it. Yeah. Anyways, Downlands do, and any game that I can play, they'll allow me. So yeah, they're really good with that.
Does Big Robbie Joseph throw any instructions to you at all?
Oh, yeah.
Downlands? I can imagine he would. He likes to tell people what to do, Big Robbie, doesn't he?
Yeah, his 3-hour yoga warm-ups.
Yep, that's the one.
All those, yeah.
No. He sort of brought me to Downlands, I suppose. I sort of getting coaching lessons from him before I came. So, yeah, he sort of brought me here. So, yeah,
Coaches along the way as well. So Ando's gone. He was obviously probably instrumental in getting a lot of girls down there. Is Anthony Clark's involved with the Hornets, is he still? Or?
No, not really. More with the hub. And a lot of the girls that did come up through in the second grade, when we were playing second grade, Clarkey had us up here in an all-girls team in the Toowoomba comp, in the boys comp. And I think we were all like 12 years old playing in the 14s comp and stuff. So it was lots of fun. And all those girls are still playing cricket pretty much. So, yeah, it's really exciting.
So what do you do now? I suppose like most people in sport.
Well,
More study?
yeah, pretty much. No, just keep up the S&C and the fitness and stuff and do more cardio rather than weights at the moment, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah.
Steve's good at that.
But you don't have any set trade at the moment. Obviously, season's done.
Nah, yeah, I probably won't touch a bat for another month and a half, 2 months, and then I might get back into it a bit after that. But just give myself a bit of a break and sort of, pretty much get my head around other things. Yeah,
Moving forward, senior year at school, once that's finished at the end of the year, is it sort of ambition to move down closer to, I suppose, that Brisbane area, the mainstream where the cricket is?
Yeah, I don't really know. Sort of looking at getting an apprenticeship, so I don't know whether I'll get it here or just transfer it down there. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see when it comes. Yeah.
Get some runs this year? How'd you go? How'd your season pan out?
A lot better than last season.
Yep.
Didn't get me last season, but no, I got quite a few runs.
Any hundreds?
No, I
No?
haven't yet to get one, but lots of 50s, so it was really good.
That's him. Troy's one of those guys that can't capitalise on making 50s. 5,050 50s in TCI and 300s.
Come on, it's more than 3, mate. It's a bit rough. Yeah, it took me a while to convert my 50s into hundreds. As I got a bit older, it become a bit easier.
What about the indoor arena? Have you ever looked at playing a bit of indoor cricket?
Not really. I think outdoors been pretty intense, and I suppose I've just focused on that. But I know a lot of the younger girls do play it, and you can see it coming through in their games, just sharpness in the fielding and just the way they hit the ball.
Hit it down and trying to hit it up into the roof sort of
yeah,
stuff, is it?
you see them try and convert from hitting it a metre in front of them to try and hit a bit more flatter, and
So a lot of the indoor girls went in the outdoor. Years ago, there wasn't much of an outdoor comp, so a lot of them played indoor.
Yeah.
And some of them, like Jude Coleman, Queensland Australian indoor player, she played for the Fire. But now they've got the opportunities just to go straight through with the outdoor.
Yeah.
And it's all ahead of them. Like you saw the other day, 87,000 people watching the final. Like it was absolutely massive.
I know Jude Coleman tries to get a lot of the girls to play indoor because she coached me for Queensland under 15s and under 18s as well. Yeah.
Have you had someone there that you sort of do put up on that pedestal that you sort of look up to? And now that women's cricket, women's sport in general is really starting to stand on its own feet and be its own professional sport, is there someone that sort of inspired you to follow in their footsteps with it?
I don't really know. Obviously, Liz Perry's pretty cool, and a lot of girls idolise her. But I think Meg Lanning, just the way she bats and stuff, I think I sort of look at that and try to find my own way of trying to do similar sort of technique and stuff. So yeah, probably Meg Lanning. Yeah.
You're well on your way, and also looking at, as you said, this group of girls we have from this area that are the Downs Cricketers competing here. Is there another wave coming below you, that you're seeing now that it's just continuing on? That there's some more girls that are continuing to follow in the footsteps that the people like yourself have been able to blaze a trail with for future generations.
Yeah, I know the school cricket has changed a lot. So there's actually only under 12s. There used to be under 15s for me with DD and stuff, but now it's just all the rookie challenge, under 15s and under 18s now. So that's changed a lot. But you see all the girls coming up through that, and there's a big variety because they usually pick 4 teams for the rookie challenge, and they just verse each other, and they pick a Queensland team out of that. And there's a variety of age groups and people from all over Queensland that come together and play there for a week. It's good to see. Yeah, a lot of the younger girls come in,
Yeah, pretty exciting time, no doubt about that. And look, we look forward to following your journey. I'm sure we'll see you continue on this upper trajectory. Well, hopefully we can get back involved with sport, I suppose. It's probably first and foremost. But we look forward to following that journey. And thanks to Kent Ream, as I said, who let us know about your great achievement. So he's a good friend of the show, and he was very happy to let us know what you guys were able to do, and love to have you on the show. So thanks for coming in. As all of our guests, this will help for you. So we get a $40 leg compression with any cryo session down at Elite Cryotherapy. So that's for you as a thank you for coming on at the show. But appreciate you giving us your time, and all the best, and we look forward to seeing the rest of the journey.
Thank you. Thanks.
You're with the semi-pros, so that's ELLIE Johnston. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Jason Gibbs is going to join us, the sports editor of the Toowoomba Chronicle.
Summer has arrived at Smithy's TGW Gym with new morning operating hours. Come and make use of our fully functional gym. We have a full range of cardio, weights and boxing equipment at your disposal. You can also soak up the atmosphere in our historic cafe with a coffee and toast for $5, along with a free 5-day gym pass for you or a friend. Summer is here, so drop into Smithy's TGW Gym today. 65 Anzac Avenue, Toowoomba.
Toowoomba Together wants to break the silence by empowering our sporting clubs to join together and embed social change. Do we accept abusing players or officials? Not in our club.
Do we accept verbal, physical or mental abuse towards women, men or our kids? Not in our club.
Do we accept foul language? Not in our club.
Not in our club.
Not in our club.
At the Southern Hotel, our Sunday steak special has been so popular, we want to offer it on Saturday too. 180-gram rump mignon, 400-gram New York cut T-bone, or a huge 500-gram grain-fed rump, all for just $23.95. It's better at the Southern.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Semi-Pro. Southern Hotel shot clock. Very important. Southern Hotel is up and running. They're open for business, obviously taking all the precautions in the situation we are at the moment. But speaking with Shane Mogg the other day, the Southern open, so you can head on down there and enjoy everything that they have on offer there. So this week on at the shot clock, look, obviously a lot has happened in regards to the clock's counting down now. It's going to go for about 24 minutes, I'd suggest. So we're not going to have an actual 24-second. Well, yeah, we'll see how we go. But we thought it'd be a good opportunity just to talk about the local ramifications of what the local scene sits at the moment when we're talking about the situation with the coronavirus. Joining us now, he's definitely a man in the know. Sports editor from the Toowoomba Chronicle, Jason Gibbs. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, fantastic. Now, as a sports journalist, have you seen or been involved in anything like this?
Never. It's just this week's been ridiculous in terms of just looking at everything unfolding. I can't say that I've been involved in anything even close to what's happening right now.
So what's on, what's off?
Nothing's on. That's the long and the short of it. We got word that hockey, that they were pretty much the last domino to fall this week. They were looking at cancelling their competitions but keeping up some of the rep trials and the state championships. But we got word from High today that that's all gone by the wayside, and Toowoomba Tennis as well is wrapping things up.
So when you say wrapping things up, that's they're not going to run a season at all.
They're not doing anything. Yeah. They're all going to sort of look to come back around that May mark. That seems to be pretty standard across the board. They'll all reassess things in the last week or two of April with a view to coming back in May. Some right at the start, others towards the end of May. But things like cricket, obviously they're done. No more finals. But soccer, TRL, hockey, they'll all look to come back if they can.
In many cases, mate, has it been, like Troy talked about earlier, when it came to cricket, there wasn't really a local decision to be made. The decision came right from the top, so that just pretty much falls under every competition that's played there. Locally wise, was there certain competitions where it was at their call, or was it more so the same thing where a governing body or something just said, well, this is our stance, this is the situation, and everyone just sort of falls in line with that?
It's been a bit of an evolving process, I guess, in terms of we saw a lot of organisations like the top tier sort of saying we recommend that you pull the pin, but it's ultimately up to you.
Yeah, that's exactly what Cricket Australia said. Yeah.
Hockey was a big one.
That's like your missus telling you, you don't have to buy me a Christmas present, isn't it?
I get that every year.
You don't have to do it, but if you don't, out of the family, you're right.
Exactly.
I'm not going to care, but I kind of do. I love presents, but you know.
A lot of them, it just kind of said, we're gonna control like the top tier, the pros, and tell them exactly what they can and can't do. We're going to give you a bunch of recommendations for the grassroots stuff and see what happens from there. But then a lot of them, I guess they sort of looked at the public and went, actually, we probably should tell them to pull the pin.
But so an example of that, he's saying following from the top. So NRL, we're going to play, no one will be there. AFL, we're going to play, no one's going to be there. Did any clubs have that option, or that really just wasn't discussed? They just sort of...
No, that wasn't really discussed. One of the strangest ones we probably saw was soccer. The Wilburn boys, obviously, they're back in Brisbane this year. All their games weekend just gone were cancelled down in Brisbane, but the state league, the Thunder boys, they went ahead, and the local league went ahead without games being played out at USQ. USQ made the decision to cancel all their sports fields. So we had this thing where all these guys are playing in Toowoomba, the Thunder are playing, but the Brizzy boys were called off, and then again it was sort of like grassroots do your thing, but then by Wednesday it was like, nah, it's all off.
Yeah, and I think that falls back to, though, people didn't really, I suppose, recognise the magnitude of this virus too. I suppose, like on a grand scale, it was sort of a bit hush, and then all of a sudden, like we were saying before, it just transpires day by day, getting worse. The things that, obviously the Prime Minister coming out and saying, one day no events above 500, and now one, it's just getting the magnitude. It wasn't really realised, I suppose, too.
I think so, yeah. And the big thing for me, I think we're seeing is, you guys were talking about it earlier, the guys at the top end, the pros, if if they get a bit of a sniffle or they get a bit of a niggle, someone's on top of it straight away, and they're going to have like access to pretty
top
good
echelon of the medical field
stuff. You know, the guys running around at the local level, you know, they get a bit of a niggle or they get a bit of a cold from being out in the rain and playing footy. They've got to go back to work on Monday. You know, I wrote a column in tomorrow's Chronicle, and one of the things I'm talking about is like, I think they've all made the right decision to call it off at grassroots, because I think, you know, we take a couple of hard hits now, you know, rescheduling seasons, you know, shuffling around finals and things like that. The alternative is we get half a dozen blokes that give each other coronavirus, and then because, you know, they're lying on top of each other and sweating and breathing and things
just
like
in
that.
the change rooms.
Yeah, yeah, 3-hour warm up beforehand.
So on that, we were talking before about the impact this has on businesses, all of that. Your take, what impact does this have on grassroots sporting clubs? So a lot of those, obviously, money through, I guess they're relying on sponsorship, if that's still there, because businesses are going to do it a bit tougher now, through the gate, through the canteen, through, you know, you guys know
raffles,
everything. You've been heavily involved in all of that. Is there any, or I haven't really touched on that, is there any concerns out there that some of the clubs are like, you know, what are we going to do?
I think there would have to be some concerns, because I think a lot of clubs would be, you know, the good ones would be setting their season out before it starts, and they'd be looking at, you know, an average gate. They'd be looking at...
Exactly. See, your big ones, your sponsors. Like, say for us, like our major sponsors, the Irish Club. How could we approach Cameron at the Irish Club at the moment and say, look, are you right for your sponsorship, for your normal man? He wouldn't be able to do it. We were talking to, we had luncheon at Fibbers today. They're down 70%, I think it was, on usual takings. Like, so they're going to struggle to sponsor. So, and that goes around with all the local businesses that are sponsoring these teams. Like football clubs rely heavily on big sponsorship because they're paying players. They're going to struggle to get them at the moment. Yeah, it's going to be one of the biggest issues.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a concern. I'd like to think that when the seasons come back online, that the fans and the supporters are going to be there. I don't think, you know, sport ever, like clubs go through their ups and downs, and, you know, some years are tougher than others. But, you know, I'd like to think that when it gets back online, the support's going to be there. But it's, as you said, it's the things when, you know, when you're back playing, the sponsors might not necessarily be able to give you that money straight up. They weren't in a position to be. Yeah. They've been in a position like you have where things just haven't been going well.
Tell you one sport that is still going, golf.
Well, I've got another one. I was thinking...
What is... Like, when I say golf, obviously the city... It's still like their normal fixture.
Yeah, which probably is the best sport to keep.
Yeah,
well, isn't it? Yeah, you're away.
The way I play golf, I'm very socially isolated.
Yeah, likewise, I'm using the tree.
I looked at this, saw Gibbs was coming in. I'm thinking the bloke needs to keep his job going. He needs some sports to look at. I found one as well. Lawn bowls.
Ruko.
Yeah,
still going.
Yeah, big Randall today come into work. Old Randall 82 come in, had his bowls stuff on. So what are you doing, guys? Our bowls isn't off. We'll be right. Still going ahead. So.
I'm thinking about starting up an esports league.
Oh, you mentioned that.
How about a big fan over here? Right beside me.
How about that? In seriousness, the V8s. They're obviously not racing their cars. They're setting up virtual racing with all the drivers, setting it up with virtual cars in their own areas to run through their races still.
I know the Phoenix Suns.
So they actually are doing... Yeah, I think so. That's what I was talking to Jace during the week. And he's big on the V8s.
How do you go with the old flat tyres and that? On the old virtuals?
Pump them up.
Driving him in the pits.
The Phoenix Suns are playing out their season on 2K, from what I understand. So, you know, maybe...
No, they don't play the Nets. Get it through there.
Or the Jazz.
Or the Jazz, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
no one's licked any microphones in here, have they, mate?
Yeah.
Not that we know of.
No,
I was getting around all of them earlier.
Stay away from the windows, though.
But yeah,
Especially Troy's here.
I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe start up like a Chronicle FIFA competition.
What are you going to do?
Like that.
What are you going to write about?
Don't invite me, mate, unless you want to get riding.
Racing's still going in. We saw a meeting there today. Of course, we know that the scenario there. So horse racing continues.
Yeah, racing's going ahead. It's been a discussion that's gone right through our news group. We're sort of talking to each other, all the sports editors, and look, we're going to have to obviously change the way we do things a lot. My particular focus, obviously, once we get over this big hurdle of what's happening with each individual sport, we're going to go around and talk to the individuals and get a bit of an emotion out of it, see what the TRL are thinking, see what hockey's thinking.
I'll tell you one who will be that dark on it. It's the AFL, obviously, their 150th year? 50th, yeah.
50th year for AFL Darling Downs.
After that, we're going to change our focus, I guess, to trying to get some of the people behind the scenes into the paper. I mean, obviously, we can't talk to a coach about what he's doing as a coach with his players like week to week, but we can talk to him about why he's a coach. We can shine a bit of a spotlight on the volunteers and give them an opportunity to, I guess, get a bit of recognition for what they're doing.
ELLIE Johnstone would be a good story.
Yeah, I've written
Semi-pros?
that down. We know all about Ruth, but
Mate, we'd look good on the back page too, eh?
Yeah, sure thing.
It's a real good story what we do up here.
It is going to be a massively different landscape, but there is opportunities, again, that'll arise from that to do that. And like, there's so many great sporting stories around the town. You probably know a lot more about them than us, but yeah, the guys that have been there and done that, and chance to revisit the glory days and tell you how good you used to be.
And it'll be interesting to see. I know, talking to my counterpart down in Grafton, he's got some pretty cool stories. Hopefully someone in
copy paste
Toowoomba takes the
Control
idea
C.
up.
Control V.
Hopefully someone in Toowoomba takes the idea up. They're talking about how they're going to maintain their fitness in the downtime without obviously getting together as a team. But I'm actually learning about it later tonight. There's something on the web called Zoom, where basically it's kind of like Skype, and you can all log in and train together. Essentially, stick your iPad on the floor and do a couple of push-ups, and all your mates can log into the one area and
do the same.
So there's
keep you honest. That's what you need.
Please.
Stop you from cutting a few corners. Always just darts out when it's cardio time.
But yeah, there's
Phone
a couple of clubs down south that are going to try and obviously have that accountability and that bit of a friendship circle, I guess, camaraderie without being in the same room together, and keeping their fitness up at the same time. So if anyone out there is technically advanced and wants to do that, we'll do a story.
It's going to sound like a G up, but
there you go.
Did you see Brad Davidson shared during the week that marbles race?
Yeah,
that was pretty entertaining stuff, eh?
That's esports.
This is where I'm going to go.
Yeah, mate, get on Twitter and have a look at that.
Possibilities. I'm all over that. My kids love it.
My worst nightmare is going to come true, isn't it?
Taking over the world,
not a big fan.
Oh, I hate it. Yeah, it's not a sport. But it's going to be by the looks of it.
What about if it's FIFA or basketball or
sporting related?
Well, if it's basketball, get a basketball and go out and play on a court.
You can't.
You're crook.
But even
1-0.
But even
still lose.
But even things at but even things at the moment like gyms. Like these guys go to gym. We go to a gym there this morning, and I said, "What are you going to do?" And they said, "Well, they're just got to take all the precaution at the moment." And then sort of like what you said, I don't know. Said if it goes into shutdown, we just have to look at what do you do? Go train people in a park? Do you do online stuff? Do you do?
There's a lot of because I do a lot of CrossFit myself, but there's a lot of CrossFit gyms in the States that are basically loaning out their equipment to their members. So you'll go home and they'll have like a Skype, a class on Skype, so everybody can be again in their lounge room swinging a kettlebell or pull-ups on a door frame or something like that.
Improvise,
and so there's innovation in that regard.
One of those things. What about basketball-wise, like with the QBL, so I mean they're in a situation where the season May normally
NBL 1.
NBL 1.
Swearing,
sorry.
calling it QBL.
Sorry, NBL 1 tips off in May, so there's sort of a time period there before they start anyway. But in terms of where we're going to end up with this, and a big part of that league's imports and stuff. So, however or whenever that gets underway, it'd have to look like it'd have to be it'll become a totally local competition, surely, won't it? 'Cause
well, if your imports aren't in the country, they're not coming.
Tell you what, if you can find a market back Brisbane,
who have they got?
Magna and Cadet.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That'll be hard to stop. Yeah. Magna can't get out of the country to go to Golden State, obviously. So that'll be hard to stop. And what about an event, mate, that's steeped in history that I don't think's been stopped since early war days? The tennis.
Yeah, the Easter Gold Cup. Talking to Alan Smythe, it's this year will be the only year since World War II that it hasn't been called off because of rain. There's a couple that have been cancelled because of Toowoomba rain, but they're sort of going to feel the pinch. That's outside of the event out at USQ. That's their big tournament basically. It's not going ahead.
So there's a lot happening, and I guess the whole scenario changes again if someone ends up testing positive to coronavirus.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's just. I think, talking to everybody, no one knows what they're going to do because we still haven't figured out exactly what's happening from the last couple of days, let alone what's going to happen in a week or a month.
So plenty happening. Well, give us a plug. What's in the paper tomorrow?
More coronavirus.
What's you taking the NRL?
The NRL, mate. Volandis. What heartstring was he trying to pull there asking for money? They should. I mean, I understand where he's going, but that should be.
He's trying to hit ScoMo with his little cronulla heart, wasn't he?
That should be should be way down the list.
I'm sure it is.
I think they were told it was very long way down the list.
Look, it's tough. Like,
is it a good thing that they're continuing? In your opinion?
I honestly don't know. I'm going to lean towards saying no, because I just think that it's all well and good that David Fafita and all those guys, all the pros. Again, they're fit, they're young. If they get it, they're going to get a bit of a cold. They're going to get a bit of a runny nose, and maybe a bit of shortness of breath. But it's when they go home and they give it to their wife, or they give it to their kids, or give it to their grandparents who are at risk.
Exactly right.
The fit guys, the professional players, it's touch wood, it's not going to hurt them. Like, as in, be a serious danger to their health. It's when it gets to somebody else that's immune deficient or sort of elderly. That's the problem there.
And that's why you look in American sport, isn't it? As soon as Rudy Gobert had it, it was just done. Shut it down.
Yeah. Is that too late? Because then they played the Nets, or the Lakers, or Nets played the Lakers. Now the Lakers are all tested. They've been at home with their kids. Like, it's just it's that flow-on effect, really.
I guess at least that they've sort of stopped it before it went through 5 or 6 teams, and at this stage, it's only a couple of players, but they've stopped it from being a couple of teams. Is the big thing.
It's definitely a changing landscape. It's it's very interesting times in terms of where the sporting landscape takes us. Look, one thing I think we know from this as a community is we obviously respond pretty well to challenges. So as you said, I agree with you. I hope that whenever we get back on deck, that fans, people, to whatever level they can, will support your local footy team or your local hockey team, your local basketball, whatever it may be, because who knows when we're going to be back watching local sport or playing local sport, whether that be kids right through to local, A grade in all of our different codes. So
Exactly, yeah.
It'd be interesting time. So, but no, we look forward to reading all about it in the Chronicle. Appreciate you coming in. This will be good for you. As all of our guests, you get a free leg compression valued at $40 with a cryo session. Thanks to Elite Cryotherapy. So that's for you, mate. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in. I just thought it'd be a good opportunity. Obviously, as you said, everything's coronavirus related at the moment, and I know yourself and your team obviously are right over it, talking to everyone in sport to see what's happening locally. So appreciate you bringing us up to date, and we look forward to continue reading all about it. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Jason Gibbs joining us there on our Southern Hotel Shot Clock segment. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a look at our Hogans Family Jewelers Rocks and Diamonds of the Week.
Hi guys, Lockie here from Hogan's Family Jewelers. Today we're looking at how you select a perfect diamond. We need to consider the 4 C's: cut, colour, clarity and carat weight. In terms of discussing the cut of a diamond, we need to consider the aspects of the qualities of cut. At Hogan's we only source triple excellent cut diamonds. In terms of colour, we look for the perfect white stone. We source stones from a D through to a G in colour, the top 4 colour gradings. Clarity is another really important factor in selecting your diamond. We don't want to look at the diamond every day and see inclusions or marks in the stones that distract from the beauty of the piece. The final of the 4 C's is carat weight. A lot of people believe that a diamond's value is based just on its carat weight. This isn't truly the case. It's a combination of all the 4 C's put together. There's one final hidden factor that I need to discuss about finding the perfect diamond. It's called fluorescence. When she wears the ring in natural sunlight, UV light, where the diamond is supposed to sparkle at its optimum level, you don't want any reaction. You don't want the diamond to go foggy, or a milky colour, or even a little neon blue sort of tinge through the diamond. This is why we only sell nil fluorescence diamonds and make sure that that diamond stays crystal clear whether you're indoors or outdoors. There'll be no reaction to natural sunlight. Fluorescence is one of the largest factors of devaluing a diamond. Be careful. Out there you might find diamonds that seem cheap, but truly they're going to be cheap for a reason. At Hogans, we prefer our clients to experience superior quality diamonds. We only source the highest grade of GIA certified diamonds. That's the Gemological Institute of America, the harshest grading lab in the world. Some of you may have done some research on diamonds before and may fully understand the 4 C's. But if not, we've got knowledgeable staff that will help you and guide you through selecting the perfect diamond. At the end of the day, it's all about quality, and at Hogans, we prefer quality.
Just about do, mate. Surely. There you go. That's outstanding. That much talent running around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. The Stower.
Thanks for joining us on the semi-pros. Yeah, good to just have a look at local sport, I guess, and the ramifications. And, you know, you guys are involved in local clubs. It's going to be tough.
Especially the winter codes now, isn't it? Your some ones have just finished up. Like cricket's just missed finals, but they got through the
bulk
9/10 of the season. But like as I was talking financially, it's going to be the winter clubs that are going to be hit hardest by the looks of it. Yeah.
So just as I said, I just hope that as a community where people will support local sport once we get back up and running. So with all of those codes and so many sports that are. And you think it probably would be, wouldn't it? Because by the time we get through, and who knows how long it'll take if we get back out there, people will be keen to watch.
Rip in and watch, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the spectators and that'll be there. There'll be the corporate dollars. That'll be the big worry. And that's right through to the pros too. Like, I don't know where the sponsors were, but of all those teams, but no doubt some of them were in big on aviation or something which bloody markets had been torn apart. Like, they won't exist, those companies. So that's corporate dollars from there. And the bloke giving $1,000 to the under sevens out at
wherever, right across the region. That's right. So it'd be interesting times ahead. Righto, Hogan's Family Jewelers. Thanks to Hogan's Family Jewelers. And we had Lockie on the show a couple of weeks ago. Another example. So that big event that he was talking to us about a couple of weeks ago, it's obviously no more. So that's been cancelled there as well, amongst many other things, of course. But Hogan's Family Jewelers, they sponsor our Rocks and Diamonds of the Week. Rock of the Week. What are we running with? What do we got? Who's got one?
I got one.
Yeah.
It's another one of those, here's something I prepared earlier moments. No, it isn't. Apparently it's not. What's wrong, Dickie? Having technical issues over there or something? Well, anyway, I'll talk about it nonetheless. It was one of those ones you have to see, really, moments. But the WWE, he's working on it. So go to someone else then. I'm not going to spoil it.
Do you want me to go?
Go on, Troy.
Okay, so there's not much happening, is there? So I've decided this week I'll do a rock and diamond NRL segment, I suppose. So going on last round, there's some pretty dismal performances, wasn't there? Bulldogs didn't score a point, defended pretty well. Warriors were abysmal, but the ones that really disappointed were the Dragons. Well, that game,
Really?
yeah, they should have won that game quite easily. They just bombed. They bombed 2 or 3 tries. Should have been under sticks 2 or 3 times, just dropping ball.
Should have covered the line in over 38.5. Surely.
It's
ridiculous.
And should have done that as well. but those really, they had 2 or 3 golden opportunities to ice that game.
Oh, they
And
butchered plenty.
They just butchered it. They let a lead slip early and then butchered the game. Mind you, there were some good performances from the other side of the paddock. But yeah, Dragons to me were pretty ordinary last week. They'll be my rock, thank you.
Righto. Steve?
Oh, I'll go here. All-Star Mile last week, Alligator Blood and his owner. And he's just, he had this sealed up for me, and then he just topped it up today. We'll start back last week. Yeah. So last weweek, All-Star Mile, obviously the fans have got canned from turning up at Caulfield. And Alan, what's his last name? Alan Andres.
Andres. Listen to him this
Andres.
morning.
So Big Alan, he's given the sob story about, he should be allowed to turn up. We've had 80 guests or whatever they'd organised to go down. Obviously, Alligator Blood favourite. The big race. And he's then jumped up and down, had a sook, had a hissy fit, and threatened to scratch his horse from the All-Star Mile, obviously being favourite for no other reason than he wasn't allowed to take all of his people down to Caulfield. Had a hissy fit, basically give the old stories. And his wife obviously does have cancer and is fighting a battle there, but used her as leverage with it. So that's pretty low. This could be her last time to see the horse. Then he's gone on to say she wants to be able to look him in the eye and cuddle him and congratulate him after the race, like he'd already won the race. So that's half his dim-witted idea there. Then so that Caulfield race or Melbourne Racing Club then organised a place outside next door to Caulfield for him for 80, so they could go there and enjoy the race, and then this and that. And then it lost anyway. I was actually Alligator Blood. I love watching that horse. I wanted it to lose just because he was a
tosser,
wanker, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. And anyway, and then so as history has it, it lost. Bob Peters, on the other hand, who had 2 runners in the thing, he's jumped on a flight from Perth, got over. Mid-flight, they've canned the people. He's like, rightio. Jumped on, jumped back. Didn't whinge about, I'm not scratching my horse or this or that. Jumped over, gone back to Perth, gone to the pub, watched it from there. So, and anyway, good on him. He ran the Quinella. So good on you, Bob. Little karma coming to Bob.
Did you see today?
No.
He was on radio this morning.
Yeah. This is the part 2.
Right, yep.
And
ongoing.
Then, today, he's come out and
he was on radio TV.
It's obviously.
So not only did they test positive yesterday, they had a positive test in the Guineas.
Well, this is what he did. This is reduced. So tested positive his A sample to the Magic Millions Guineas, $2 million race at one probably a month and a half ago, and he's come out today and somebody's got to my horse like they did to Farlap.
Did anyone hear the interview?
No.
Oh, listen to it. That's what he said. He said, and people don't take this seriously. He's been got to.
Yeah.
So no one took it seriously until someone took a gun to Farlap. Now we've got David Van Dyke going through security at the Sunshine Coast stables, and
Did he quickly forget old Van Dyke was a big heroin addict back in the day? Did he?
So this is like they're guilty. This has come
irrelevant.
out.
Well, it's not. Known drug user.
It's got nothing. Anyway, keep going.
He's got a test of positive.
But I agree. They just making themselves look absolutely guilty as sin because Van Dyke's come out and put a media release out 20 minutes after the positive test come back. I don't know, we keep a record of this and that. It wouldn't have been administered to the horse and it's for fillies and mares, doesn't use on the male horses. Then he's come out and he's blaming somebody else. They're guilty as sin. It'll come back positive B for sure, stripped.
$1 million gone.
And 100% guilty. So anyway, they're like, What a knob. Like, he's like, and he's probably right. Winks, we've had black caviar, winks, horses to come through, and the whole country gets behind him. Alligator Bud potentially, probably not nowhere near it yet, but potentially had that ability to do that.
And the appeal. Yeah.
And he's just
ruined it.
A knob.
Yeah.
Knob Allen.
Oh, if you get a chance, I'm sure they would have put it up. Listen
yeah.
to it. He started talking about saying, like, he's one of yours. He's obviously from the legal fraternity, so he started.
Oh, yeah, good. One of mine, yeah.
He's talking process.
With the same brush over me and Big Al.
He's talking process and all this sort of stuff. And like Alligator Blood's a fighter, we're going to fight this.
Yeah.
In Alligator Blood. That's why he's called Alligator Blood. That's what he said.
Alligator's had a bit of the old elephant juice in his blood.
I was perplexed by it. But anyway, yeah, and as you said, Steve,
isn't it sad? But what Steve just said, we wanted to have a horse that everyone aspired to. It was my my dime last week, I think.
Yeah, well, I heard that interview on Saturday morning, and I was sitting in the car. I was like, I hope this horse loses,
and it did.
Yeah.
Well, do yourself a favour. Have a listen to the one this morning. I'm sure it'll be up there.
It's been got to. That's a beauty.
But no, basically he said, two things: contaminated or it's been got to. Yeah. Like there's actively someone out there hobbled my horse or something. He said, or however he worded it. Unreal.
Someone should hobble him.
Someone just got to him.
Oh, Dad said it.
I'll go there. Then you're just building up to
mine's
yours.
ready to go. Yeah,
mine. I'll knock over mine quickly. Mine's my favourite basketballer of all time, Andrew Bogut. Andrew. He went from sort of the diamond list to the rock list in pretty quick succession over a period of time. So we know today the NBL made the ruling. So on Thursday the NBL made the ruling that Perth was awarded the championship because they led 2-1 before it got called off, etc., etc. Andrew Bogut put out a tweet today, any, in capital letters, prouder of the Sydney Kings in our playing group. After almost 3 hours of back and forth and plenty of tears, we came to what ultimately was the hardest decision any athlete or team could make. I want to go on record to say I am beyond embarrassed and disappointed in regards to how this was handled by our league from the week leading up to the grand final series. More to come at a later date. Read that. And he finishes off with a very classy, this has nothing to do with the result announced today, and I wish to congratulate for about Alan, would you say? What a...
Go and search where FIBA headquarters is.
What's the bloke's go? Seriously. So what's he trying to say there, that they should have binned it from the start? I say hats off to the NBL and for trying to deliver something, because what did you just say before, Troy? Everybody who plays sport, you want to play in finals. They played a long season. They were the two best teams all year, and they didn't get to play finals. Understandably so in the circumstances we have at the moment. But the NBL went to all lengths, no crowds, just to try and give players and the fans of the game an opportunity to see a final series. Ultimately, it looks like it was ended because Sydney wanted it to end. They said, we're done. We're not playing any further. And again, that's their decision and no dramas whatsoever. Like, credit in this situation at the moment, who can you say anyone should or shouldn't play? So I don't have any dramas with that. But as we said a few times, like most of us, I loved Andrew Bogut, watching him as an Australian play for the Boomers prior to his last crap with the Google FIBA headquarters and
when he went number
one,
one,
single,
but when he was playing in the States solidly,
blazed a trail for Australians, first ever number one draft pick, solid NBA player who made a name for himself as being a solid rim protector and just a good passing big man and all the rest of it. Was the best thing that ever happened to the NBL, him coming home, not only playing but putting his money where his mouth is, buying or getting he's in the ownership now of the Sydney Kings. No doubt his presence is taking the league to a whole new level. But it's like now he needs, as I call him, the Lord, needs to be put up on a pedestal and just some of the, like the crap that he carried on earlier this year with Corey Williams. Seriously?
He's just a goose, isn't he?
He is. Like, say what you like about Corey Williams, but that's his go. The old, like we talked about before, he said, Paul Kent, they're trying to sell headlines, Stephen A. Smith in the States, Skip Bayless. Like, that's what Corey Williams is doing. It's that colour they add to the league. That's his go.
He does add colour, doesn't he?
And Bogut just tries to come out and then turn them into insults and call him, did he know his name's Carey, not Corey, and all this sort, and then add this to it at the end, whatever he's carrying on with there. Anyway, rant over. He's had a couple of rock nominations for me. Brent Clifford won't be happy wearing his Bogut jersey. Probably wearing his Bogut jersey right now.
Crying tears since they lost.
Unreal. Bogut, I hope you retire and never play again. Go back to Utah. Next.
Righto.
We
ready to go?
You've built this up. It's better be good.
Check this out. WWE. Now, for those who don't know, it is fake. Have a crack at this.
World Wildlife Foundation.
Yep. Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross. Check this out. So there's no crowd there because of the coronavirus. This is during the ad break. They're just going to hang around. No fighting going on. Just hang about. Have a bit of a yarn. They didn't know it was obviously still on telly. What's this? Oh, yeah, have a bit of a chin wag. Yep, no worries. Oh, which corner are we in? Ref's just doing his thing over there, just tightening the ropes up.
So this is all going to air?
Yeah, this is live. Look at him. Who's going where? Where are we going to start? I'm going to jump out here. You. Rehearsing her all. Unbelievable. Oh, no, we're that corner. Hang on. Whoop. Then there's, after this, is straight on into her.
How long does this go for?
Bit of a half-time breather. That's it.
They didn't know it was live.
Didn't know it was live.
Oh.
WWE.
Bring back Hulk.
Exactly. It wouldn't happen in Hulk's day or...
What was that on the undercard to Fury?
I knew he was going to come out with something like that. That's the WWE right there. That's my rock right there. Look at that.
Diamonds. Shine bright like a... What do we got?
I'm going Benji Marshall.
Yeah, nice.
He, he was good on the weekend, wasn't he?
Fantastic.
Everything he touched turned to gold. Benji, brilliance. He's only, 38, 39?
How about those couple of kicks he did off the outside of the boot to curl him around to the winger?
Banana kick.
Yeah.
Shanks.
Unbelievable. Mate, he is in nearly career best form, Benj.
Oh, it's one game, come on.
Yeah. But that was a fantastic one game from an old boy. So, yeah, Benji, in what is obviously hard to draw a diamond in something where there's not much sport going down, Benji can be my diamond.
Yep.
Yeah, sticking with the NRL theme, we spoke about it last week. Melbourne Storm had won 17 straight first gamers under Bellamy, and they did it again, 18 now. Melbourne put up a bit of a fight, but you can just see they were. You can see the preseason they put in, don't you? They put massive preseasons in. Manly stayed with them for probably 55 minutes, and then Melbourne just went to another gear.
Over the top of them.
And ran over the top of them.
How good's Cameron Smith going for?
That's the other one. Cameron Smith, same as like Joel had said about Benji Marshall. Cameron Smith he would have got the points. He would have got the 3 Dalian points on Saturday or Sunday when it was. And yeah, if they get a season in, you can see them contending again, can't you? They're going to be in that top 4.
So not just to change subject really quickly, but on the same subject, we talked about this. Was there any captain's challenges to that?
Parry used the first one.
Two successful out of 18.
Was there?
Yeah.
Right. Any tries that were allowed or disallowed that shouldn't have been?
They were just doing it over dumb stuff.
I tell you, he's going to have a crack at him. Munster. He loves them. He wants to have a crack at him. Smith had to pull him in a line.
That's right, he too. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he's the new Watson.
He is the new Shane
Watson. Not out. Middle stump's getting smashed to smithereens.
Yeah, but no, Melbourne for me. Diamond.
Stephen?
I've got 2. Do you want me to donate you one?
Yeah, give me one.
Michael Nolan, Kizukano.
Oh, yeah.
Nice story.
Good on you,
Good
Michael.
family. Good on you. It's good.
I know. I said good on you, Michael.
Didn't you have a bet?
I was offering it to you.
Didn't you just have a bet?
He dogged it.
Forgot I was too busy.
It was on air.
I thought it'd get within 4.
I thought we did have a confirmation on air.
Should, actually. Last time I pulled on air, I gave him 50.
Yeah, you accepted it. You don't want to accept it.
But no, you got a diamond or you could run with that?
No, run with that. No, it is. Good story.
Great story.
Race, $300,000.
Good horse.
Beat the Red Hot.
Red Hot was a good ride. Did Frard ride Rothfire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check the bet fair.
Yeah.
Mine is racing related as well. You know that we were talking about before, so with the lockdown and what you can and can't do and how you got to get a chartered flight, and et cetera, et cetera. Did you see? And then, mind you, he'd have plenty.
Huey.
Because the amount of jockeys he's managed. His manager, that Brian Haskins, he's driving Tommy Berry, and they'll be watching the show now too, I'm sure.
Oh, Huey. For sure.
Huey and Tommy, they're driving down with Brian Haskins, who's Bowman's manager from Sydney. So he's driving them from Sydney to Melbourne. So they'll lob there when, I don't know.
I think they got there today, didn't they? Or they leave
Probably.
today?
Well, both probably. But anyway, so they're there, and then he just pretty much turns around and drives home. Hopes he.
Yeah, but you see what he's travelling down in?
Yeah, but I'm still saying it's not a bad effort to drive him down. Basically, just drive him all the way down, then drive him all the way
He's
back.
not ripping down in the old 97 Pulsar, though, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, 2020 Merc that he's cruising on
What's
down.
he rolling?
Oh, some like bloody convertible Merc.
I'd say
that's
that
a 180B.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Someone, because they knew he was doing that, someone would have looked after him. Surely.
Well, I think Huey's sponsored by.
Yeah, so that was good. But anyway, but I still thought fair effort. Because basically the boys they're flying back on a chartered flight with the Melbourne, because the Melbourne boys they've put together, and because the money's no issue to them,
plenty.
obviously. Yeah, so those Melbourne boys who are riding, because we've got the William Reid Stakes Friday night, and they're flying. So they're flying up Saturday. Chartered flights Friday night, and then coming back Saturday. But obviously for Bowman and Berry, you were going the other way and then had to come back.
Yeah.
So they've had to get their way to Melbourne. So managers said, "Yep, jump in the car, all drivers." He's driven them all the way to Melbourne, then he turned around and drove all the way back. And Huey and Tommy will ride, and they're on like the first and second favourite in the William Reid anyway.
Yeah, he's on Bivouac, and the other one's on
Exceedance.
Did they stop Uber? Did they?
So could have. Yeah. So.
Must have.
But anyhow, so that's
Glorified Uber driver.
Good on him.
He's getting a sling. Hey, he'd be getting a sling.
If I said,
It's
okay,
beneficial for him to drive him down there. He's getting a big cut.
I've got to go to Sydney. Will you drive me?
For 1,000?
I'll do a 500.
We got new wheels.
Yeah. 500 you pay fuel.
We're going to Sydney, boys.
Whoa, Star City, here we come.
Well, let's go then. I need to go to Sydney tomorrow. Will you drive me?
Yeah, 1,000.
No.
He'd be getting a sling.
Nothing. Not getting a sling. What if they both go down and they don't ride a winner?
How much? Yeah,
He gets
don't ride a winner.
He'll get 10%, or you'll get $200.
Yeah, I'm sure they got other rides. They've got 8 rides each, so 1,600, 3,200.
Sitting steers.
Yeah.
Bivouac, $500,000 raise,
Yeah.
10% of that.
Oh, I'll drive you down
50.
$500,000.
Oh, geez, I'm doing it tough.
I should have given it to you and kept Kizikano. Jeez. Anyway, good on him. Driving him down there. Well done.
I'm with Glove. He's an Uber driver by the sounds of things.
Yeah,
Launching his second career by the sounds.
Yeah, he's good to have options. Good to have, anyway, we'll see you in the car tomorrow. We're heading to Sydney.
Awesome. Can't wait.
I'll take yours before his. You're saying 500. He wants to do it for
But you got to pay
1,000.
fuel. He's just 1,000 all up, see?
Yeah, good for smart.
Diesel, you know?
Smart.
He's
Smart.
there.
It adds up. Food on the way.
Yep.
And he stops.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, geez, it could be a $2,000 trip by then when we get there.
Oh, plus extras.
Yeah.
Everything's round.
Oh, no, that wasn't included.
Righto. Wrap up. Winners. Good.
Oh, geez, I went well last week, didn't I? Tipped Gemma Scotland.
Broken down.
Is it still live?
Killed it. Nah, it is still on.
Yes.
Broken pelvis.
Yeah.
But it may not race again.
It's terrible.
Right, let's go. Winners. What do we got? Troy?
Yeah, I'm on fire. Got another winner last week.
Did you?
Yeah, Usmanov.
Oh, yeah.
460,
So
480.
what are you 3, 4 in a row?
No, I'm
Missed a week.
3 from 4.
I was away last week, so I didn't hear.
Let's go 4 from 5. So yeah, we're sticking in Brizzy, Brisbane race 7, number 1 Profit, $3.20, $3.30 I think it is at the moment. I think it's second up. I think it is as well.
It's third up.
Got beaten by Reedy's thing last start. When it was well backed, but yeah, it's a good horse. So I think it'll be ready to go. Race 7, number 1 Profit. Get on.
Righto.
You'll get some profit.
I get it. Stephen?
I got one.
All right.
Rose Hill, race 6, number 2, Shadow Hero. In the, what is this group one?
Guineas it'll be.
It would be the Guineas. Rose Hill Guineas, yep. $3.40.
Good win last start.
Was a good win. Up against the similar types.
Righto.
Shadow Hero, $3.40.
Steve?
We've got to stay in Brisbane. One that had his eyeballs popping out last night as it went past the finish line. Race 4, number 2, locally trained, Lindsay Hatch, Papa Joe. I'll tell you what, if he stops in for a mixed grill, he's in for a real red-hot chance down there on Saturday. So, Papa Joe, race 4, number 2.
I've got something. It'll be in somewhere they're racing on Saturday. Rose Hill, race 7, the Slipper.
Peter.
Yeah, we are on. This is a chance. This is a real chance. It is number
5.
8, away game. Won the Millions.
Did.
Bad run last start. Old Bossy in the saddle. It's over the odds again. So
What price?
17s.
Beautiful.
away game. Righto. That's our winners/losers for the week. What's on this weekend? Not much sport-wise, but nothing really that's happening. As we
NRL,
said, so
be on now, wouldn't it?
the NRL. So
Yeah,
the
the whole
NRL,
marbles tournament.
the marbles tournament.
Yeah.
You'd be used to that. You would have played that back in your day, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Esports.
Yeah. No esports marbles.
Dogs are up 6-0. There you go.
Again.
They've
They
scored
scored a try this year. Good on them.
They're on.
Who'd they play?
Cowboys.
Yeah, so that's on tonight. All right.
Home ground advantage.
That wraps up the show for this week. Thanks for being with us. Look forward to talking to you next week.
Just about do, mate. Surely. There you go. That's outstanding. That much talent running around in our own backyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-pros. The semi-pros.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. The Stower.